Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sharmit podcast. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome a very special guest, Nitin Prakash. Nitin is joining us today from India itself. If I talk more about Nitin, then he is a well-known Google developer expert in Android community. Nitin's journey into the tech world is truly inspiring as he transitioned into coding from a non-programming background and has become a skilled Android developer and tech enthusiast. Along the way, he has also made a meaningful contribution to the Android developer community through open source projects, tutorials, and speaking engagement. So, in this episode, we are going to explore Nitin's transition into coding, his experience working with diverse technologies, and how he ensures Android platform runs seamlessly across the platform vast ecosystem. But before we start the discussion, I would like to thank Nitin for joining us today in this episode. And now I request you to please initiate the discussion by telling us something about yourself.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Then thanks for the introduction you gave. It's like very good to know like people is understanding what I'm doing and people who got to know my work. It's helpful for me to do more for this community. So apart from this, let me start the introduction of myself. I have around 6 to 7 years in experience in mobile development. Along, I'm doing the Android and iOS both from last 2 years. Currently working in the fintech startup. Previously with the edtech and hospitality kind of apps I have developed. This is a basic introduction, and we will talk about more about me and what I have done in the past and what I'm currently doing and what I'm thinking to do in future in later sections, right? So I think this is like enough for my introduction as of now.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like Nitin, we all know that your journey is quite inspiring because you were initially you were doing some other job and it is not totally related to technical thing, right? But later on you adopt the technical things and you grow here. So let's start from the beginning itself. Can you like take us through your journey before you started the coding? Like what were the roles or the uh, responsibilities were there for you? And what were some of the challenges you faced in your initial role when you were not in a technical background?
Uh, it's kind of nostalgia for me now. So it started like I was not totally into that coding at all
Mhm.
in my graduation. I just passed the exam of my first year computer exam, the programming basic C exam, right? C plus exam, whatever it is. But after graduating, I just have an electronics communication degree I have, right? So I'm searching the job in the same field, right? At the point of 2016 or 15 between that. So I found couple of jobs, but I then realized that is not my cup of tea, and
Okay.
I had to move somewhere. So this is not a one thing that I have done between that. I have done SSC preparation. I have given CAT exam. I have given banking exam. All this thing I have done between 2016 to from 15 to 18, right? I've done this thing. I work for a networking engineer. As a installation engineer, I'm installing the servers in the for big companies, Ericsson and Airtel, all this thing. I was working for them. But after some time, I decided to move out. I Some of my friends introduced me about all these things, Java and all. I learned
Mhm.
Java while doing my previous job, and I have two options at the time to choose Android or advanced Java. But I don't have much time to do advanced Java. Then I decided to move Android, and that's how journey began from there.
Okay. So as in your introduction, it is highly reflected thing that yes, you were not the part of programming professional initially. So
Mm.
what were those initial few things that sparked your interest into this particular like you decided that yes, this is coding is something that you know you wanted to learn or you wanted to make your career here. So like was there any specific moment that helped you to take this decision?
So there is a connecting dog. I Let me introduce. Let me tell you honestly first.
Uh-huh.
I love the like logic thinking and the processing kind of stuff, right? Computer side of things, right? In
Right.
my school days. But I
Mm-hmm.
after the college and all, that point, that dot is just smashed up and it's lost somewhere in my mind.
Okay.
But when I started working for the telecom industry, I had to travel from one city to another city in a week twice.
Okay.
So I fed up that thing with the fed up with that thing traveling. I just want to do a job by sitting. So I'm
Okay.
searching this small job, whatever it is, by searching. So I tried multiple things. Not this, I tried Linux administrator, database administrator. I tried multiple things. But when I move to the coding part come into my life, then I connect my dot from my school time and that time. So I that the connecting dot I have that gave me interest to do a coding and all. So this is the
Okay.
part that makes me to do more code or like do kind of programming stuff at that point of time.
Okay. So, Nitin, here I would like to mention one thing that apart from your adaptability skill, one thing I really I can see clearly here is the honesty, because the way you are answering the questions without any kind of filter. So this is something that sets you apart from other technical expert, because you
Mm.
know like what are your capabilities, and you also know like how to deal with those obstacles and situations. That's why like you are in the IT industry and sharing your knowledge with all of
Yeah,
us. So that's something that
yeah,
really makes you apart.
yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
So let's take further discussion, and let's talk bit about your journey with your first organization, because I think once you decided that you, yes, coding is something that you want to do. Later you joined one IT company with the lots of hope of diving into the code and doing some coding related stuff, but there you ended up in a project with a role of coordinator. So, how did you navigate this kind of initial disappointment, I would say, and like what valuable lessons you learned from there?
So basically, what was happened at the time?
Mm-hmm.
I just lost. I just lost my job before that
Okay.
because I was not interested to do that.
Right.
They are asking me to do couple of more things, pay, put our check in the bank, get some food from outside, all these things. So they are
Okay.
asking to. So I was not feeling like I had to do this thing, right? That's why I just
Mm-hmm.
resigned from the. Then one of my friend was working in that company. He's a like front-end developer. So I just asked and like, can you refer me because there's a financial condition at the time which
Yeah.
was not good, like for my family. So I just need to do work, whatever it is, right? So
Correct.
I asked them for the as a like any kind of web development or anything that I can do at that point of time. But they know I just started learning. It's been a 2 or 3 months. They said
Mm-hmm.
like we have a position, we can give you work as a project coordinator. Meanwhile, you can learn with your surrounding what you can do.
Okay.
So that's how I landed a job. So started doing all this project coordinating, completion of project, got the like getting the business requirement from the clients, all these things. I started doing this. Meanwhile, when I got the free time, I just started learning Java and Android stuff in the same company. So yeah, that's the like big thing. They give me a chance to. So basically, I need this a
Yeah.
surrounding where all the developers they have and I can just learn from them at that point of time. This is the one thing I just I needed. So I got like very easily because I don't know what's God's pointing for me at that point
Yeah.
of time. I got very easily to that company. Salary is just much lesser than my previous company, but I was not thinking about the salary. I just thinking about the just learning more things in that
What?
same environment.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And later we can see that you have extensively worked with various technologies beyond Android, like APIs, Node.js, PHP, and databases.
Yeah.
So, like, how did you balance learning these new technology while keeping your work with Android?
So this is an interesting story. So
Mm-hmm.
when I was working with the project coordinator now, so I'm just doing this work as a as a as a front face, right? The
Okay.
learning or coding is just my for myself, nothing for the company.
Right.
So I decided to move to a company where I can put my work, what I would learn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just searching a company from the like online, and from one tower in the Gurgaon, I find one of the company website is not working. So
Okay.
I put my resume and saying this, your website is not working. This is not working, and here's my resume. That's it. They called me after 2 days.
Okay.
They called me after 2 days and they asked me, okay, we have our app, and we it is half built. If you can build, if you can start from there, uh, just check our code base and share what have you learned or what have you done in your experience side. So I developed a couple of applications at that point of time by myself, just like to do have all these things, learning from YouTube, that is stuff at the time. I share my the projects, and they share their half built project. I have seen. I was not replying to them because it's a big app. It's a
Okay.
big app. I don't know how to handle all these production things, all the
Correct. Yeah.
developer on the production deployment. I didn't know anything about that. So so I didn't call them. They called me after 3 days. So
Okay.
they saw my project. They called me like you are doing basically good and all these things fine. Let's hire you. They give me a 1 hour of interview, just our communication things, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
They hire me. I was very like happy at the time point in time. When I reached the company, I'm seeing nobody is there.
Okay.
Only I am and the one person. I just disappointed also there.
Okay.
So it takes me at least 1 year to like suppress this disappointment. So I worked for the company for 2 years. It's IP media company, but like apart from this, that person, the owner of company, helped me a lot for learning and study of my journey. So when I was going the second day to that company, I was thinking why I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one to teach me. There was no nothing who can like teach me anything. So from that company, now, I am only the developer, Android developer, and whatever apps coming, it's a service-based company. So I have to
Okay.
build the backend, front end, the app, all these things.
Okay.
That's the thing that I had to learn all these things, database, API. That's why how I learned all these things.
Okay. So we
Single
can
personality
say,
that I yeah.
yeah, we can say that those situation makes you the one man army person because you are handling everything, front end, back end,
Yeah, yeah,
databases.
yeah.
Okay.
Correctly. Yeah.
And like with this instance, you also shared one good trick with other developers that if someone can see the glitches in some organization website, they can directly reach out that there is a issue, we can help them. So this is one of the best
So
way.
because why I choose this? Because there are a couple of things. I don't have the CS background. I don't
Right.
have the experience in the coding. I don't know any person who is very good at the point of time who can refer me. But
Reference, yeah.
they refer me, but I don't have any knowledge about that. So I'm just finding some some connecting dot. God help me do this thing.
Correct.
So I'm
And
just
that's,
applying. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's how I got my first chance. So this is also connecting dot. If you like do like things with your mind and do you put your 100% to it, like something come from to you and you will get it easily. But you have to
Agree.
put your 100%. But I was putting my 100% at the point of time. I was just sleeping 4 hours a day, my job, my learning, all this thing.
Correct. Right. All right,
Yeah.
so like we just discussed about your initial days, like when you were not occupied with some technical stuff, but you started learning about the coding, and then you joined the company where you started with the technical things. And you also just mentioned that in that organization, also like you were the only person who have that work to do related to front end, back end, and databases. So here I would like to ask one question on behalf of all those folks who started their career in IT industry, but they find some differences between the in-hand project or the project environment. Because when we joined the company, then only we got to know about the production environment and other highly risk related things, right? Let we have to deploy the things on a time. There are some strict tight boundlines, right? So how you deal with those obstacles and those situations? Because initially you started with your own project, you were working on your own systems, right? But now the situation were different. So how you deal
Hmm.
with those conditions?
So it's not a any trick, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not any like I had learned from somewhere. It's a
Yeah.
gradual process. When you go in that environment, you learn from the other people. You see the other how the your teammates or colleagues are doing all this thing, and you maybe you nowadays you have like multiple resources to learn all this thing. You had a
Right.
YouTube video. By the time nobody is making the videos around this stuff. They are making videos some core Java, core C++, all these things. But
Correct.
nobody's making a video how to deal with the this this environment, how to deal with process. There's no one. So I learned gradually. I would say one to one
Mm-hmm.
company, I learned a couple of things. From the other company, I learned a couple of things. From the other company, I learned a couple of things. So this is the gradual process to learn. You cannot get the thing easily at one go. It's happened for someone, but for me, it's not happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Nitin, like we can see, apart from your professional work, you are also actively contributing through your community work, right? So, can you please share some of your ways that you have contributed to the Android developer community specifically? Like whether it's a open source project, maybe speaking engagement, or anything that you think that yes, this is the work that has impacted many other developers' life.
So I have done like couple of things, not
Mm-hmm.
one. So in COVID, I was just stuck. Everybody is stuck in their room and
Right.
doing what they want, and so I decided to build a community. Not because I want to talk to the person,
Mm-hmm.
not the company person, the person I can learn, I can teach. So I just build a
Right.
company. I have like I have a community on like Telegram. We have like around like 500 developers there. So so what I do at that point of time, I just pick a group of the people, like 3 to 5 or 4 to 6 every weekend. We teach each other a topic
Okay.
from the basic from the basic. So that was a like very very used to thing we were doing every weekend, eh, around like 4 hours 3 hours we are discussing like small thing big thing all this thing. But like basic thing we are discussing, we are developing the APIs app at the same time and discussing the ideas all this thing. So so my one of the key I got from there,
Mm-hmm.
the people I'm teaching, they're from the very low background side, not the
Mm-hmm.
financial, but the learning, the college they have. They didn't get any very into very big college, right? So they now landed to a very big MNC after doing this discussion and all. After 6 months, I would say
Okay.
4 member, not the much member who was doing from the group, got the job they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So the key highlight of my like community contribution, I would say. Otherwise, I'm writing articles, doing videos, all this thing. So
Okay.
everybody is doing that thing. I'm not too much, but I write article because when I'm writing an article for to the any topic, I got to the deeper on the topic. So I learn more about the topic. So that's for my personal learning, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the key points for my community contribution, basically.
Okay, all right. So, Nitin, like here, if we talk about the web development area, so we mostly see that people are some folks are seriously confused between selecting the things, like which technology to start with, or how to decide the path, the actual path. Maybe you, if sometime people think that yes, it's a time to start with the Android, iOS development. Sometimes they think no, it's time to start with a cross-platform platform frameworks like Flutter, React, or Native. So how
Mhm.
you decide like which one is good for you, and how you decided that yes, this is the first thing that should learn, or I should start with, and this is the thing that I should prefer on the second priority. So how you decided?
Like what I have decided and how it's very different. What
Okay,
other people can decide, it's very different.
correct.
So everybody has their own journey, I would say. I'm not say always like this is my roadmap, you do follow this. Follow your roadmap, make your roadmap always. So
Correct.
I decided because I don't have any other option. And I'm
Okay.
very struggling with my career. I need to find the blind spot that I can make it right for myself. So need makes me to do this, nothing else.
Okay.
But after this, I connect my dot from my school days and that days. So this is the, I would say, God helps me to choose this career, and I give my not 100% but 90% to it to get it properly. So that's how I got
Correct.
get it. Nowadays, what people can do if they realize, okay, we want to do a web or we want to do Android in college days, so that's a very good option. They have to try each option and
Mm-hmm.
choose what they like.
Okay.
Simple is the trick. Try everything, choose what you want. Simple.
Okay.
This is the simple thing. Nobody can answer like without trying. Like I don't like this. Without trying, without tasting anything, you don't say like it is bitter or like it is sour. So try
Right.
it. And simple is answer. Like just because you have a 4 hours video on YouTube, you can build a website. 4 hour video, you can build an app. So it's it take you only 2 weeks to decide what to do. Simple.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree here that first thing you should explore the other all the possible options, because once you have idea that this is the thing that will take you to this path and this is the thing that will take you to the other path, then only you will be able to decide actually that yes, this is something I really wanted to do and start with it. So this is
And
one of the
one more
best
thing
advice.
I want to add here.
Hmm.
Honestly, I'm saying honestly,
Yeah,
people think much about the money.
correct.
Simple, simple. They don't think about the web. They don't think about the app. They don't think about the backend.
Agree.
Simple. They want the full stack because they will get a more money. They want to do a Google because they will get a more money. They want to go outside because they will get a more money. Simple. The eventual answer is money.
Right.
Nobody is thinking. I won't say not everybody, but 70-80% people. I'm also, because if I'm not getting money to do things, I will not do.
Correct.
Definitely, I
Right.
will not do.
Everyone is doing for
You
that. Right.
you will not do. So
Yeah.
you need to think right. Money and love. If you are feeling good with this thing and you are getting up enough money to survive, or like if you want to make a money, so you can do different things. You can
Right.
do a business, you can do different things. But if you want to if you see this is I'm loving it, I'm feeling happy, I can do 24 into 7 without stressing, it's a fun, then you have to choose this. This is the
Right.
this is the thing that I love, that I follow. If I'm doing anything that I don't like, I just put aside. I will not do. It could be anything. It
Right.
could be yoga, it could be a gym, it could be a singing, it could be anything. If you love it, then do it. Simple.
Yeah, this is also true.
Eventually, the thing is money only, and nothing difference.
Correct. Right. Agree.
For initial 5 years, I would say.
Yeah, this is what really matters at the end, because we all have to feed our family. There are some responsibilities as well along with the work. So this is like what we decide.
That this is very important also now. Basically,
Yeah,
you have to decide what thing get you money.
correct.
So you have to think in direction also. Basically,
Agree.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk bit about your work, because in this industry as an Android expert, you are working for a very long time as a mobile developer expert, I would say. So Nitin, like with vast vast array of devices like phones, tablets, wearables, and now there are many devices, right? Mobile devices. So how do you approach building the apps that work seamlessly across all these kind of platforms? Maybe someone is using it through tablet, someone is using it on wearables or mobile phones, anything. So what strategies, or I would say the tools that you use to ensure the compatibility, because this is one of the major thing
Correct.
that impact the user experience, right? So how you decide the things?
So there's a 2 3 answer to it. Depend
Mm-hmm.
in what type of company you are working. Suppose you have
Okay.
a, let's start from the big company, right? If you have a big company, so they have a different team for tablet, for mobile,
Mm-hmm.
for VR, right?
Okay.
So Android Studio itself provide the UI and the APIs and the elements Suppose I'm developing an app for the wearables. Android
Mhm.
Studio, Android team is given us the APIs for wearables, UI, experimental, all this thing given. For
Okay.
tablet, for and mobile devices, same, right? Let's talk about the small company, right? If I'm a small company, then then I have to do a little more work. I have to try all the layouts
Mhm.
in the wearable, all the layouts in the device, all the layouts in the tablet. So I can just choose two, three version of the like type of tablet, two, three type of mobiles, two, three type of wearables. That's how we follow, right? Basically, and if you like nowadays, we have to push everything very fast in the market to get a
Mhm.
feedback loop on this thing. So that small companies follows do the small sampling of this your feature, test the internal user and push it to the market. Let's see what will happen.
Okay.
Eventually, they write a test cases to crash will not do not to happen the crashes and all. But yeah, this can be easily handled with the Android Studio and the Android API given from the Google team.
Okay, so we just discussed about the organization because they are working with the Android or mobile app development, so they have those devices and all possible required thing, right? But let's say if someone wants to start by their own as a like self-taught person, so is
Mhm.
there any particular setup they can do for kind of remote system or maybe the virtual system on which they can test that yes, this is some kind
Yes.
of virtual environment for testing the tablets. So is there any setup like this?
Yeah. Android Studio just give us all the emulators, all
Okay.
type of emulators for mobile, for tablet, and for wearables. So there's a
Okay.
multiple emulator given. You can use it, but the machine from like where your Android Studio is running, that
Mhm.
machine should be strong. I would say at least 8 GB. Otherwise, it will take more time to run an emulator, right?
Okay.
To test all this. And it to also give us, if you want to test how your single screen UI look like in the multiple screen, there's a some tool in Android Studio. You can just check in the one click how your single UI screen will look like in the different devices, tablet, wearables, and the
Okay.
mobiles at the same time. So yeah, that thing is available easily in the Android Studio.
All right. Okay. So, one more question on the behalf of all those person who wanted to shift their career. Maybe they are also uh, from a non-technical background, but they wanted to make their career into IT industry. So, what one piece of advice would you like to give all those folks who are changing their career into IT industry from maybe someone is from medical background or from electrical background, anyone or any domain. So because you have also traversed the same path, you have changed your career from one domain to another one. So what one piece of advice or maybe the quick tips you can give to them so that they can start with and they can make their career there?
Now I'm thinking what I have done. Ah, this is a very difficult question to answer
Mhm.
because there's no one thing, right? I would say the consistency you have to follow. If you are
Okay.
willing to change, if you have mindset, then only you can change. If you thinking you just do a 6 month work, like giving only 1 and 2 hour a day to your learning, it will it may not happen. You
Correct.
have to give 100%, whatever time, cut off your friend, cut off your all this thing, just do this and learn this and do this and learn this and follow this thing. So yeah, the consistency and itself.
Consistency is the key. Okay.
Consistency. Just follow consistency and do more and like and instead of learning all these things from video, like code it and run it. Don't think like you learn from the video and you will remember and all this thing. Just
Yeah.
code it and run it. People are following the videos because the video content is more to us you consume instead of writing all this thing, right?
Right.
So yeah, write it and run it. It's just simple stuff and follow trick simply. Just uh, make the consistency proper in your learning phase.
Okay, so consistency is the one thing that can help you to change or make the transition.
It's everywhere. Like not in the this phase. If you
Correct.
want to achieve something, it's the consistency matter. Nothing else. You want to switch from one way to another way. Yeah, but eventually it matter if you're liking it, then do it. If you're
Yeah,
just doing it with your mind, then do it. Don't do it because like it's not your cup of tea then.
correct.
Yeah.
All right. So, Nitin, like, although there are many things that we can discuss here, but just because of the limitation of time, I would like to ask my last question, and it is for all those person like who have influenced your journey. So, could you please share a bit about the key people who have shaped your career, whether maybe your mentors, colleagues, friends, or family member, who were there in your initial days and who have helped you to shape your journey?
Yeah. So, so basically, there's a thing before I started, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, one of the key is my uncle. Key member is my uncle, Subhash Khowar.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I was working in their company. So I realized I don't want to work in this company.
Okay.
So this is the first because not the company and all is good because I don't want to work with my relative.
Okay.
Not because they are seeing me as an engineer because they are treating me like a family
Correct.
and I
Family
don't
member.
want that environment in that place and all things were good. That's how the first member came into my life. I
Okay.
just changed my career, decided to move somewhere outside.
Okay.
Another person whom I met, he is still connected with me is Adhikansh. He's from DTU, Delhi Technical University. Now it's DTU. Uh, so he taught me the programming from the start,
Okay.
from the basic. So I was working as a network engineer where I had to travel one city to another city. So he's just joined to this company. So we become a friend, and I just got to know you are like working, just sitting here. I want to do this work, to
Okay.
this work. So that's how I got to know like this is I can do, and this is this thing, all this thing. So he taught me from that time till now. So he's just teaching me also. Sometime we connect together and like learn couple of things and discuss about all those things. And one of the key members to my in this journey is Ahmad, who just navigate me to some of the tutorial that I have to follow because he is from a CS background. I was from the EC background, so he knows how which video is better for what I'm watching at that
Right.
time. So he just guided me to watch this, to watch this. That also helped me to understand the things about the Java and all.
Mhm.
Yeah, there are lots of people. I make a list, so it's become like 60, 70 people in my list, right? Who helped me in my journey, basically. Yeah, it will take you on like around a day if I discuss all
Correct.
this thing about
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so thank you so much, Nitin, for joining us in this episode and for talking so much about your journey and sharing your expertise on mobile app development. It was really very nice talking with you, and I hope you also enjoyed the discussion. So, thank you once
Yeah,
again
yeah,
for
I
being a
love
part
that.
of
I
the
love
show.
that. Yeah, thanks for inviting me. Like basically, I love all this discussion, like because this makes me like more to speak about what people not speaking.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I love to speak like very specific thing that people are just uh like hide to speak in front of camera and all this thing, right? Not in the public, just in the specific areas, right? So yeah, I also love the podcast that you are doing, and I love your channel. I've seen your videos, like it's very interesting too, and it's giving actual learning to the people who can follow your channel, like basically. So yeah, thanks for inviting me, and like thanks for the evening.
Thank you so much, Nitin. Have a good day.
Thank you.